Hi, Sally Hancock here with another paperclip art tutorial. Our theme for November was a movie theme, and so I thought I'd do one of my favorite movies, Star Wars. So I found these really cool images that I bought from Dr. Buddha Digital on Etsy, and they were only $1.99 for, I think there was 20 images. And I shrunk them way down and they still turned out really great. So I'll put a link to his shop below if you're interested in any of these images. So let me tell you how I did it. I cut all of these out on my Cricut and I used silver vinyl, and it was much easier to work with than paper for these little tiny images. And I had never used a weeding tool before. I just always thought, oh, I don't need one, but it made a big difference, especially in these, let's see if you can see that, in these little tiny areas where there's this little itty bitty bit. It really helped to weed these little bits out, even though it's still, use your fingernail too, but it really helped to get in those really small areas to have the weeding tool. So let me show you how I weeded. This is the Death Star. I wasn't sure if I wanted to get that large circle out. I'm not sure. I left these small ones on the Millennium Falcon because I didn't want too much black in between, but the cuts just kind of add some dimension to it. So maybe I'll try leaving that circle on the Death Star and see if I like it. And if I don't, then I can just peel it off. So to weed vinyl, you just pull on the area that you don't want and leave your piece that you do want on the backing. Then, since I am placing these on cardstock, on paper, I didn't want to use the transfer tape because I thought it might rip the paper when I took it off. So I had found a hint to use Glad Press and Seal, and it worked really good. So I just put the press and seal over my cutout shape, pushed it down really good, and actually then I cut it so I just had a smaller piece to work with because these things are pretty tiny. So just make sure it's pressed to the press and seal really good. Then turn it upside down and you kind of peel the back sideways, making sure that the vinyl is sticking to the press and seal. Then you can throw away that backing piece. And on this first one, I put paint on the background to look like stars, but it kind of left some lumpies underneath my vinyl and I didn't like the way that looked. So I'm gonna put the dots on after on this one. So I just eyeballed it to where it looked like about where I wanted it, and then push down really good on there, and then peel off that press and seal. And I'm not sure if I want that circle on there or not. I think I don't because, well, I don't know. Maybe I'll leave it on for now. So the next thing that goes on here is the TIE Fighter. I'll just cut a piece of the press and seal first. Okay, then put that, oops, I think I put that on upside down. There we go. Make sure it's sticky side down on your press and seal and get that vinyl adhered really well. And peel that off. And then place your piece wherever you think it looks best. Press it down really good. And then peel that off. Okay, so you do the same for all your die cut pieces. I put the Star Wars and then the Death Star and then the Millennium Falcon and the X-Wing fighter down below. And so I'll do those and come right back. Okay, now I have all of my little cutouts, my vinyl cutouts onto my cardstock. So now I'm gonna make the stars. So I was going to thin some acrylic paint, but I didn't have any white, so I'm just using some fabric paint. And it has a pretty skinny tip, so all I did was just squeeze some onto a paper and then just like tap till it got tiny enough to where the dots wouldn't be huge. Just wanted just a little hint of white on there. So just put however many you'd like. More. And just do that to all three. Okay, so then we'll let that dry. And I adhered the pieces to this film strip. It's like acetate. I got it at Hobby Lobby. It's from the Paper Studio. So I used my Loctite Crafters adhesive, and I debated about whether I liked, oops, forgot to let that dry very well. I debated about putting the pieces on top or underneath. Let me see if this one's dry. But underneath, I didn't like it as much because there's little bits in, you know, to make it look aged, and I didn't like that look. So I just put them right on top. So I just turned the pieces over. Some glue. Oops, that is way too much. I just spread it around. Get some of this extra off. Oops. Good thing this dries clear. Okay, let's take that edge off a little bit. And then I just centered it. I had cut these squares out, or rectangles out, so that they fit right in there. As you can see, I have a Band-Aid on. I was using the Tim Holtz scissors to open a package. FYI, they are super sharp. Do not go like this towards you, or you might get a giant stab wound like I did. So just be careful with those scissors. They are very, very sharp. Okay, so to attach it to the paper clip, I got a gold piece of cardstock, and made it twice as long as my little film strip here, and then folded it in half. And then I have just a regular jumbo paper clip, and so that the two loops are facing left, it will go on the right side. If they're facing right, it will go on the left side of the page. I like it on the right side. So I just opened that up, kind of slid the paper clip up a little bit, and put some more glue down, a little bit extra up there to hold the paper clip in place. And then spread it around. Make sure I get the corners there. Get those edges better. Okay, then slid the paper clip down. Press good where that paper clip is, so that the glue gets to that. Okay. Then I just, since it's clear, I didn't really want to put it on the edges because I didn't want the glue to show through. So I put it mostly in the center where the cardstock pieces are, so that the glue wouldn't show. It is clear, but you can still kind of tell there's glue on there. And then I just centered that on there, pressed it down, and all finished. I have these really cute little brads I'd gotten that I thought would be cute on there, but I don't think they go. I don't know. I guess I like a clean, simple look. So that is my November paper clip for the Facebook group Paperclip Art. And thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you.